Welcome to Patriots Place. I'm Connor Floyd.
I'm Cracker Schukel.
And this will be our inaugural video on all things Patriots. So right now we're just going to kick it off with some quick hit news and thoughts. Our guard, Dan Connolly, has retired after several long seasons. He decided to call it when he was healthy. He said his health was the most important thing to him. And he wanted to retire after winning a championship. This could be good or bad because it'll let some people that are young and up and coming step into the position. But I think most of all we'll miss his versatility in that he was able to play almost any position.
Next in Patriots news is Stephen Gostkowski, who received a $17.2 million contract over 4 years. This came with a cool $10 million signing bonus guaranteed.
That makes him the highest paid kicker in the NFL, so you're looking at your new kicker for the next 4 years. Next up in Patriots news is we've signed 30-year-old cornerback Tarell Brown to a one-year deal. He was previously with the San Francisco 49ers for several seasons and then went to the Oakland Raiders. Some kind of a con on that part is that he hasn't had an interception since the 2012 season, but he'll add some leadership possibly to a squad of up-and-coming players with no real certified starters, so he'll compete to start in a position that's lacking some talent at the moment. And our next bit of news comes out of Defakegate. I know we don't really want to talk about that at the moment, but we have to. All right, moment of silence, please. All right. Some reports came out earlier this week involving Baltimore owner Steve Biscotti and Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay are pressuring Commissioner Roger Goodell into upholding Brady's 4-game suspension involving his alleged knowledge of the deflation of footballs in the AFC Championship game against the Colts. Recently, Steve Biscotti denied these reports, saying he just wants to focus on football and hear the outcome of the scenario just the same as everybody else does. Personally, I find that interesting that we beat the Colts and then consecutively, we beat the Ravens and then consecutively the Colts in the playoffs, and reports come out saying that they're whining about the suspension, which if Roger Goodell does uphold the suspension would mean Tom Brady serves as many games as Greg Hardy in the upcoming season, and I'm sure everybody can agree that that's not fair.
Yes, it truly seems like a case of sour grapes for both the teams. You see the Patriots winning the Super Bowl definitely had a source of elation, but these scandals have been kind of getting shut down by the rest of the fans that may have been more unhappy that the team won, or maybe the bandwagon fans that kind of want to support their own team but also want to take down other teams.
And the truth is, in this scenario, this is a lose-lose scenario for everybody, because there will always be people that say Brady did this no matter what. Roger Goodell could go up to the podium and say he had nothing to do with it, had no knowledge whatsoever, and completely exonerate him. There would still be people, there would still be the haters and the doubters. But the truth is, Goodell can't do anything at the moment. If you uphold the suspension, it just looks ridiculous on his part. If he takes away games, there are going to be people that say it's too harsh. And the truth is, some reports came out that the NFL Players Association said that Brady would take any reduced suspension to court if he wasn't exonerated.
The main sad thing is that these punishments are being taken as seriously as cases such as Ray Rice and things of that sort of degree, and that's kind of tragic in a sense that we're considering cases of abuse the same level as cases of suspected mistampering on the field, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion.
If you ask me, Monday Morning Quarterbacks Peter King recently reported, and Sports Illustrated's Peter King reported earlier this week that the NFL, if they were smart, would take a year off the suspension, let Brady play this season, and learn more about the inflation of footballs and what the weather and the natural weather up in Foxborough and around the NFL in all teams does to the inflation of footballs, and gather some more evidence before just making rash decisions as they did with this suspension.
Overall, just a messy situation. Hope it works out the best for everyone, but it seems like it's a bit unnecessary in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. Now in a bit of fun news, the Six Rings has now set sail. Bill Belichick's yacht, who has been notorious for changing his name approximately every year they've won a Super Bowl, increasing a ring each year, has now taken sail, officially being called the Six Rings after their previous Super Bowl win this past year.
And now we have this beauty. Now this is a fine piece of literature. It's a must-own for every Pats fan. Would you not agree?
I would agree, sir.
All right, this is a must-own, everybody. You got to go out and buy this. You know, who can't love a book or the man himself, Rob Gostkowski?
what a fun-loving and very energetic individual he is.
All right. And that would end our first video. We'll see you next week. Go Pats.
Stay glad. All right. I'll sell.
All right.